We have breaking news this evening out of H&W Welders as the club announced the departures of Brendan Davidson to China and Jordan McGreevy to Linfield. Now, the chairman of the club, Alan Lindsay, has declared a day of historical glory, with the club breaking its own transfer income record. Now, manager Aussie Villain has been addressing the press regarding these departures. Yeah, look, I can confirm that both these players were sold behind my back by the chairman. Now, unfortunately, I can't get into any more details as specifically what I said and did to him. That's the matter of an ongoing police investigation. Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain, and welcome to Season 11, Episode 12 here at H&W Welders as we look to lead the team to European glory, and it's increasingly looking like that's not going to be possible under the current chairman because he has sold more of our players. £5.5 million worth of players we've sold this season. We already knew we lost Fisher this January. That was just unfortunate, but what wasn't unfortunate is Brendan Davidson going off to China. Now, we got 3.2 for him, potentially rising to 3.9. If I'm completely honest, I don't mind this as much as McGreevy leaving. The reason being is that we saw he wasn't really good enough in Europe for us this season. We know we have McDade that can bang in the goals for us in the league, so we really wanted somebody that could maybe get the job done in Europe for us. So it's not ideal, but it's not the worst. He's on 58 grand a week, so it's difficult to say no to him when he's got that sort of money on the line, isn't it? But there we go. So he is left, and the other player, of course, as I said, is Jordan McGreevy. Now, the reason this pisses me off so much is that we sold him to Linfield, and he's gone there. Linfield had been bidding for him, and he'd said he didn't have any interest in going there. 3 grand a week. We could have given him that. He wasn't upset about his contract or anything, but anyway, it's annoying because he is a very good midfielder at this level, and we've just basically given him to the best team other than ourselves in the league. £1 million as well, so it wasn't a massive fee. But yeah, there we go. McGreevy has left, but I have moved quickly to try and strengthen. We are, of course, in January still, so the window is opened. And we have signed Francesco Picasso. I hear he's a bit of an artist on the ball. That's had to be done, sorry. But £500,000. It's a club record transfer fee, I believe. A B- rated signing. We'll have a look at him in just a second. A 19-year-old Italian striker. 2,100 a week. A squad player. It's a 3-year deal. You can see all the other ins and outs of his contract there. If you have a quick look at him, he is kind of like, if you watch the Sheffield Wednesday, I just realized I'm wearing his sweater. He's kind of like a poor man's Walter Razzini, in that he can also play in midfield as well as be quite a decent striker for us. So that's who we've brought in. He's physically a little bit better than what Davidson was. His composure and finishing first touch are all good. I'm thinking he's probably the sort of guy that if we give him a chance in Europe, hopefully he'll be able to take it, although Davidson did have arguably better composure, but he wasn't quite as good physically. So yeah, I'm hoping he's not good in the air, but other than that, he's quite decent. Good passer as well, so hopefully, he can play in midfield if we need him to. Just a little bit of cover there with McGreevy leaving, just for maybe just even to the end of the season until we can sort of try and strengthen again. But even just playing up front, if we think we're going to struggle to keep possession, you can see he's a good deep lying forward, a false 9, something up there that can sort of build up the play for us as well in Europe. So let's hope he turns out okay. £500,000 is a big fee for us. He was at Torino. He hadn't played a game for them, so we will probably see him make his debut today, although he's turned up sort of game day. We're playing, I should say, Dungannon and Linfield today as well. So he sort of turned up game day against Dungannon, and whether we want to throw him in for a debut against Linfield, we'll kind of see what we're at when we get there. Now, the other bit of news that has happened is that we are improving our facilities. You can see they're training and youth facilities. If the chairman's going to sell all my friggin' players on me, then I'm going to make him upgrade our training facilities with the money. He's not keeping it for himself, that's for sure. They'll both be done. Completion in... Oh, okay, so that's changed a little bit. It must start straight away, because it used to be they wouldn't actually start till the end of the season. But now it looks like it'll be done by the end of the season, so we'll have it for next season. That's absolutely brilliant. I just saw that then, didn't realize that was the case. I need to start requesting things earlier. You can see Alan Lindsay, the chairman, feels he'll never leave the club under his own volition. We'll try and force him out, I think. In terms of finances, we're absolutely flying, aren't we? We have a wage budget of 134 grand a week. I've taken some money out of the transfer budget, basically because no one that costs that much is going to come to us anyway, and we want the wages right now. So yeah, we're absolutely flying financially, as you'd want to be, having sold all those players. Now, there are 4 games to catch you up on since last episode, so let's get to that. The first one was in the Irish Cup. It was against Warren Point, the lower league side, so let's see how we got on there. We were in front early when Simpson's flick-on was finished by Turpey. McQuaid picked out Hodl's run to make it 2-0. And it was 3-0 at half-time when King played in Turpey for his second. Before Warren Point pulled one back in the second half. So, as you would expect, it was a comfortable win against a lower league side. Turpey's double and Hodl got the tie down in the first half. Second half, you can see from the XG track, it was a bit of a nothing event until they scored a goal, and that was kind of it. There wasn't too much else happening. It was literally their only shot on goal in the game. You can see we gave a couple of youngsters, McKinney, Lee and Bain, a game off the bench. But yeah, it was as comfortable as you like this one, and we're into the next round. I forget who it is. We might even have Glentoran in the next round. I'll have to check. Next up, we were back in league action against Ballymena United. It was 1-0 at half-time when Armstrong picked out Scully's run at the back post. King crossed for Scully to make it 2-0. Before McGreevy's shot came back off the post for Scully to complete his hat-trick. He'll cross for King to get our 4th. And McDade got our 5th late on. So we were just too good in this one. A Scully hat-trick, just not quite all in the first half, but started the second half on fire. King and McDade adding in the goals there. And yeah, McGreevy played well. Of course, I had no intention of selling him. It sort of came out of the blue, but he played well in this one. Scully with a hat-trick, of course. Armstrong had a good game. Here's the next one. We've had a bid from Monaco for him, which I've rejected, which is fine, but I just worry a little bit that we're not done losing our players yet this January. But you can see, look at that. Absolutely smashed them. Not even a shot registered against us. Next game to catch you up on is in the league again against Ballyclare Comrades. McDade opened the scoring before knocking the ball into the path of Simpson to double our lead. And Simpson's second sealed the points. So another game where we weren't possibly at our best, but we were too good for them. Good to see Mr. X-Ray Vision, Sean Simpson, popping up with a double, and with his head as well. He's actually not got the worst jumping reach going around. So for all that I used to play him basically for his vision and work rate, you can see we are kind of moving past him now a little bit. It's the Napoleon injury that's basically got him some game time here. But yeah, popped up with a double here, did really, really well. Our final game to catch you up on in the league again was against Glenavon. Now, of course, we smashed them. Was it 7-1 last time we played them? Let's see if we could double their dose. Glenavon took the lead late on. From the kickoff, Scully crossed for McDade to head us level. Before Monaghan crossed for Chambers to seal all 3 points in stoppage time. So this was almost a massive, massive stuff up. It was one of those games where I'm assuming it was the team talk, I got something wrong because they looked nervous and anxious and all those sorts of things, despite absolutely dominating the game. But thankfully, we made a couple of subs. You can see we brought on Chambers, and was he the only one we brought on? I thought I brought on somebody else. But anyway, we brought on Chambers, and yeah, their goal really just woke us up. We scored from the kickoff and then managed to get all 3 points in stoppage time. So we dodged a bullet, but the important thing is that we did dodge it. So if we have a quick look at what all that means for the league table, we're still top, a point ahead of Jordan McGreevy's Linfield. Unbelievable. 2 points ahead of Larne. So it's still very much a 3-horse race. As I said, today we're playing Linfield, but before that we're playing Dungannon away. And we know that we've had a tough time going to Dungannon at times, not even at times, most times in the league. You can see the Peaky Blinders Cup there, the Irish Cup. We are playing Glentoran in the next round. We've also, of course, got them coming up in a final here soon as well. So let's go and have a look and see what we're doing against Dungannon. And we can see here we're expecting a 4-3-3 from them, a defensive 4-3-3. And the team that we're sending out, this is it. It's Zainetti in goal. We're going to give Albar a game at left back. One thing I did do, I should probably have mentioned, is I cancelled the loan of Davies, who was on loan from Burnley, I think. The reason I did that is because Stuart Owens is essentially the same player. Maybe not as good, but certainly a lot cheaper. So that's why he's not here anymore. So Els will be first choice for the rest of the season, and then his backup will kind of rotate between giving Albar some games and Stuart Owens as well, a couple of games here and there. So that's the left back. Martin, McMenemy, and Monaghan, all the M's are the rest of the back four. It's Al Amin and Miss Kelly in midfield. We of course are a little bit short now in midfield with the departure of McGreevy. So we've kind of trying to figure things out a little bit there. Hodel, Simpson, and Chambers are the middle three. It's McDade going up top. You can see there. Why are we not playing Dylan Lake? Oh, because we've got Linfield coming up soon, don't we? Of course, idiot. So it's Turpie, King, Picasso on the bench with Munier, Owens, and Nathan Lewis. So let's hope we can get the job done here. Okay, so we can see the team sheets. Do we recognize any names in their lineup? Not any former players anyway. All right, what do we want to say to this? Let's take a bit of pressure. Do we want to? No, let's take the pressure off. Let's point our fingers and I'm really determined to win the league this year. Now we've lost some players. Yeah, just. I mean, I was initially really, really annoyed, and I almost was going to use like if you sell him, I'm resigning, but it's not worth it because in case they make me resign, it just kind of adds to the challenge a little bit, but. Yeah, I mean, I was annoyed to lose Fisher. I'm annoyed to lose McGreevy. Like I say, I don't think Davidson is the worst thing, especially if Picasso does kind of work out for us long term. Then that'll kind of be okay. But at least we got a decent fee, I suppose, for Davidson as well. Although we did have a £10 million minimum release fee. McMenemy's header saved by the goalkeeper. Now, is that the highlight, or are we going to keep going here? What it does mean, of course, is we've got a situation now mid-season where we've got to kind of rejig midfield a little bit. Of course, Napoleon has got to come back, so that will make life a little bit easier for us. It'll give us a little bit extra depth. It'll mean not having to play Mr. X-Ray Vision as much as the number 10, because we have kind of moved past him now, although in this sort of game in the league, he should be good enough. But even having the likes of Miss Kelly and Al Amin in midfield, they're both kind of box-to-box midfielders. We're kind of relying on the fact that Al Amin's got decent passing. There's a good ball for McDade. Can our superstar get in the back of the net? He goes for the dink. And Aaron McDade gets his 29th of the season. I think that's going to be 28 in the league. He is slowly but surely closing in on that record. He needs 42 goals as a reminder to break the league goal-scoring record. He equaled it last year. If he can break it this year, then he's had a couple of seasons to remember, hasn't he? Defending, of course, European Golden Boot winner as well. Beat Mbappe to that award last season, which is quite the achievement from 28 games played in the league. Let's give them some praise, and let's hope that we can go on with this a little bit now we'll get it coming into the second half. If we can finish the first half with a second goal, that would be a wonderful thing, boys. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. It's a typical Dungannon game, isn't it? It's always a tight, tense game. Hodel stands over a free kick. Can he find a teammate's head? It's Martin! And Tommy Martin just over the bar. But there we go, 1-0 at halftime. We've dominated the game. We just need to go on with it now in this second half, don't we? Let's point the finger, guard against complacency. We've got a demotivated McMenemy. That's okay, a nice, passionate, I have faith in you. Got that turned around. Chambers not having the best game out there wide left. He does usually play okay out there. We saw him, of course, get the winning goal in stoppage time against Glenavon. Zayanetti, short there to McMenemy. Of course, the good thing I thought with McMenemy is that at least if we loan players, like good players in, they can't get sold from underneath us. So maybe that's the secret. We just need to loan in an 11 every year. Here we go with Callum Chambers. No, it's not James Chambers, isn't it? He gets the cross in. Back post. Hodel's there. And Hodel, I think that's a first goal on YouTube for him. A fourth of the season. He's starting to look like a decent player out there for us. We signed him, of course, on a free transfer from Wolverhampton, I think it was, wasn't it? And put him in the reserves for a couple of weeks. Bit of an injury crisis when Lake was injured, wasn't he? And we didn't really have somebody else to cover on the right-hand side. But he's come in and done really, really well, which is good to see. Marco Hodel, there he is there. It'd be good if he could train on a little bit more, but there's some potential there, so we'll keep it going. Chambers picks up the header. Can he whack one in? Oh, we can! James Chambers! What a strike that is. Off the crossbar as well. It's 3-0. That should be... This ended as a competitive fixture. And maybe we look to give Picasso a debut here. Chambers picks it up and have some of that off the crossbar in the back of the net. That's a wonder strike. All right, what can we do here? Al Amin is on a booking, so what we might do, let's take him off. Let's get Picasso on, see what he's all about. We signed him as a striker. We'll play him as a deep-lying playmaker on his debut and see what see what he can do for us. It's always good to try and get these debuts out of the way. I mean, the name Picasso, it's difficult not to sign him, isn't it? McDade with a head up. McDade, that was just past the post. The keeper was looking at it. He was looking and praying, wasn't he? There's a ball forward. Barr should bring that down. He does. Nice composure there, not to just give it away with a silly header forward. Can we get something going here? We should win that. McMenemy's there. He does. Heads it forward. Picked up by Dungannon, though. Ball forward. Picked up by Picasso. There we go for Chambers. Back to Simpson. It's a good ball for McDade. Can McDade get a second? It's a second dink. This time the goalkeeper, though, is awake to it. And he claims it relatively comfortably in the end. We'll go, just keep praising them, I think. There's nobody else we want to give game time to. Not necessarily. This is more or less a rotated side anyway. So we'll keep everybody else fresh for the game against Linfield. But that is an away performance, I think. A professional away performance, should we call it. 3-0 against Dungannon. Picasso's made a debut. Hasn't particularly covered himself in glory. But to be fair to him, he's a striker, not necessarily a midfielder. So Linfield and Larne, they've both picked up 2-0 wins. So look at our goal difference. We're absolutely smashing them in goal difference. And there we go. We hammer Dungannon Swifts. Picasso makes professional debut. And we continue a nice little unbeaten run, which is good to see. But guys, wait right there. I'll put that unbeaten run on the line against Linfield. It's, well, it's almost a Title 6-pointer, isn't it, in late January. Okay, welcome back. Let's get ready to face Linfield. Now, the window has closed. We didn't lose anybody else, but look at that. We were absolutely destroyed in the transfer window. 3 of our biggest players have all left. Like I say, the good news is the transfer fees, I suppose. But yeah, the bad news is we are without 3 of our better players. Now, there was a final bid that did have me thinking, I've got to be honest. James Chambers, 1.7 million going off to Peterborough. I thought about it. I really, really did. In the end, I decided that if that's what they're offering now, that money should still be there in the future. He's only 22. He's still got 3 years left on his contract. I didn't want to completely gut the side of players that are already here and know, settled in, know how we play. When we're stuck in what is a 3-way title race that we really do want to try and win, basically to get back into the Champions League next year. So that's why I rejected that. But we did get a player in for the end of the season. It is Marty McKay, a left winger on loan. He is from Fulham, was it? Where did we get him from? Yeah, from Fulham. He's on a chunk of wage, $8,500 a week. The reason I've done this, you can see that fans don't love it, but you can see lots and lots of potential there. The reason I've done this is hopefully we'll be able to keep him again for next season. He's very, very quick, good dribbling, decent crossing, good flair as well. Technique is good. I'm hoping that long term this is somebody we can just maybe keep loaning in. And if we can get him and Dylan Lake just rotating and sharing that left-hand side wing role, then we'll be set. So I'm sort of a bit of a risk to pay the $8,500 this season, but we probably do need somebody. Chambers is not the most reliable player wide left, and what we do need Chambers to be able to do now with the other players that we've lost is to be able to play in central midfield for us. So kind of replacing the departure of McGreevy by using Chambers as his replacement, which he should be able to do. He's got very good attributes as a defensive deep-lying midfielder, not defensive, but a deep-lying midfielder. And then obviously McKay comes in to sort of cover out wide on the left. So that's the transfer window done and dusted. Let's go and have a look and see what we're doing here against Linfield. We're expecting a 4-2-3-1 from them. We're expecting McGreevy, the little snake, to be in their midfield. And this is the team that we're sending out. Zanetti in goal. It's Ellis, Simpson, Lewis and Hill as the back four. McQuaid and Munier in midfield. It's Scully, Armstrong and Lake. It's McDade going up top as he always does in the league for us. Bench, Picasso is going to be, he's on there basically now as a backup as striker. McKay will hopefully see him make a debut. Chambers, Miss Kelly, Owens, McMenemy, and we've had to put Medley on the bench because foolishly I let our backup goalkeeper Davidson play in a friendly a reserves game which happened earlier this game day. So that was silly, wasn't it? Hopefully Zanetti won't need replacing. So here we go, salt in the wound. Gareth Wilson is captaining them, of course. He was snatched off us as well, wasn't he? And McGreevy is starting for them in midfield. Lavery, thankfully, is on the bench. Let's hope he stays there. And, well, This is huge, isn't it? Put on a worthy display today. This is away from home. I'd say it's a game that a draw wouldn't be terrible for us. And you may have noticed we're actually playing Linfield. They have a new manager, which I've completely missed. I'm assuming their previous guy must have gone off and taken another job. So yeah, that's interesting. Well, you would imagine we would expect a different style of football from Linfield here. So let's hope we match up well against it. There's the ball down. McDade is there for Lake. Oh, and Dylan Lake smashes it in. It's a 9th of the season. McDade with a nice little knockdown for us. It's 1-0 in the 4th minute. And that is how you start a game of football. Excellent stuff. It's belting down at Windsor Park. Look at that. Decent crowd as well. Look at the away section. That's pretty much everybody that's ever been to a Welders game, I think. And Jidda is in goal for them. I missed that. What? It's like Snake United. What are you doing, Jidda? He realised he couldn't beat us at Dundalk, so he'll give... I completely missed that. In sort of, like the news feed that you get. But there we go. It's a who's who of rejected Welders players. Lake tackled away there from Wilson. Not that one, though. Can Lake win it back? Oh, he's doing his best. Can we win that header? I'm not sure. Did we win that header, or was that a backward header? I'm not quite sure what that was. But anyway, Linfield still have the ball. All the way back to their goalkeeper, Jidda. Hopefully he'll confuse which team he's on and kick it to a Welder. Little bit of space here. Can we go and get the tackle in? Walker cuts in. That is terrible. And it's still 1-0 to the good guys. Ball forward. Lewis wins that. Out wide there for Scully. Back for Hill. Scully's in space if we can find him. Armstrong pulls into that space as well. What can he do? Oh, couldn't quite get past the first man. Another hack forward. Look at this. Long ball Larry's. And Walker again cuts in. He's looking a little bit dangerous. He shoots high and wide the other side this time. We don't want to give him too much, though. He looks like he might be getting his range. The next one might be straight down the middle. Let's give it a focus. And let's see what we can do here. I'm wondering, they are expected to be a vertical tiki-taka side. There's a good ball in. It's going to count. It's Dylan Lake. I wasn't sure. It was a header at the back post from possibly Lewis. I missed who it was. And I was a little bit concerned there might have been an offside flag in the middle there. Let's have another look at this. Cross comes in. It is Munier at the back post, and it's Lake jumping with Kinsella. And in the end, it didn't go in cleanly, but it's gone in, and that's the main thing. 2-0 now. Let's give them some praise. And I'd be more than happy to get the half-time with a 2-0 lead. 3-0 would be even better, though, wouldn't it? Come on, boys. Come on. It's really frustrating. There's no way we can get rid of the chairman either, is there? I don't think, because he owns the club. I've thought about, can we get a block in there? Zayanetti makes the save. I've thought about trying to sort of leak stuff to the press when he denies me, but basically I've done that before. I can't even remember where it was. And what basically happened is the chairman came to me and said, "Stop it, or you're out." So I don't think that that's going to be productive. But let me know if you guys have had a successful method to get rid of a chairman. I'm all ears, because he is starting to annoy me. I think that is fair to say. But equally, we're managing right now, aren't we? We're managing to get by with him stabbing us in the back every transfer window. And yeah, I guess we just keep trying to work the loan markets, because like I said last game, he can't get rid of those. That's 100% our decision. So maybe that's what we need to do. I really didn't think, that Champions League money, I really didn't think that it would become an issue. All right, with 70 minutes gone, let's take Lake off, which is harsh because he's having a good game, but I want to give Marty Mackay a game. And McQuaid's not having a great game there in midfield, so let's get Chambers on for him and see if that can make a change for us. Here we go. Highlight. Hill, throw in there for Scully. Can he whip across? And he goes back to Munier, to Armstrong. Armstrong gets it wide for Ellis. He's got loads of space. Can he pick out a yellow shirt? I should say. It's bouncing around. Was it Mackay? Just looked like a scuffed, almost air swing shot. And that ends that particular highlight. Let's give them some more praise. I don't want to take McDade. Oh, Lake was on a hat-trick. I probably shouldn't have taken him off. I want to leave McDade on to try and get the goal-scoring record. I should probably bring Picasso on, but he signed as a squad player. It's fine. But we're running down the clock. We're in the final seconds of the game. We're over the allotted stoppage time, and that, of course, means that Linfield is not going to be winning this one. Chambers with a little bit of space. Mackay gets it back in there. Is Scully? Oh, he is. He's going to get a third. I thought it might fall for McDade, but it's Kean Scully that makes it 3-0. It will be the last kick of the game. And that is a dominant win away to Linfield. And those little bastards who have taken so many of our players off us, they deserve that. They keep taking our best players and we keep beating them. Oh, McDade, I wonder if he was offside maybe. Tuck it in for your goal. Jidda, thoroughly beaten on his return to Northern Irish football against us. And that is... well, that is wonderful, isn't it? Dylan Lake, sorry, mate, I didn't realize you were on a hat-trick. Otherwise, as I said, I probably should have left him on. But very happy with that, boys, and on we go. So there we go. Larne did manage to just narrowly scrape past Glenavon. So we're 2 points ahead of them now at the top of the table, though that goal difference is effectively an extra point, isn't it? And Linfield, we're 4 points clear of them. So looking good. McGreevy suffers defeat. Good. It's a shame we didn't injure him, actually, isn't it? And there we go. I wonder if that's a sign that the new manager at Linfield is maybe not going to be maybe as effective as the previous manager. Because we had struggled, hadn't we, to get past... to get past Linfield at times. But their 5-game home run ends. We've got some scouts. I'll have a look at those off camera. But guys, that will do it for today. There's how things stand. It's looking decent enough in the league, isn't it? So we'll be back next time. I think what we'll do, we do have Glentoran in the 6th round. It's a little early to come back for that. I think what we'll do is we'll come back for the Cup final, the Northern Irish Cup final, and then we'll come back for the semi-final. Oh, that's only against the reserve side. All right, so we'll come back for a Glentoran doubleheader then, the Irish Cup 6th round, because that's, it is still kind of important for us. And then obviously we will end the episode with the Northern Irish League Cup final. It's a chance for a trophy. And who doesn't love a chance for a trophy? Until then, guys, I've been Aussie Bell. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of the new signings. Let me know what you think of the departures. Leave your insults for the chairman below. And I'll see you next time. Take care.